I look into your eyes, I see we're out of time.
A few years ago, we finally settled into our fully decluttered home. We were finally feeling that peace that we were just constantly looking for. There was so much more space in our house, messes were easier to clean up, and we just felt an overall sense of calm. But there were moments we considered to buy something or bring something back into the house, and I would just start to panic a little bit. I was really worried about ending up like we did a few years ago, when we were overwhelmed with our home and constantly felt like we had no control of what came in and out of our house. I just felt like so much was at stake, because not only did our home feel better, but so did our marriage, and so did our relationship with the kids. And I didn't want us to backslide. But realistically, bringing stuff into our home is inevitable. It happens all the time. As our kids grow and our lifestyle evolves, there were always going to be things that we might buy or bring back into our home for a season. And we just had to figure out how to manage ourselves through the process and stay intentional with pursuing this lifestyle that has truly transformed our lives. I remember specifically, maybe about a year and a half ago in March, Carlin was thinking about getting an air fryer. And in my mind, I was like, why do we need that? We already have cookware. Do we really need another appliance? We have all this space that we finally created and room in the kitchen. What if we don't find a place to store it? What if we don't use it? What if? And the list just kept going on and on. Truthfully, Carlene just wanted to make cooking an easier task and not have to spend so much time in the kitchen. At the time, it was right in the middle of the pandemic, and we were really struggling with eating out. I remember us talking about how we really wanted to start eating more at home, not only to save money, but to be more intentional with the food that we ate, to be a little bit healthier. But honestly, I couldn't see that initially. All I felt was we could just be adding more clutter to our home, or it might become something we never use. But I realized that I had to get over that fear, that if we add something to our home, that it would ruin everything we've created. I had to be okay with making mistakes. And if we did buy something that we did not end up using, or just ends up as clutter, we could easily donate it or return it. or we could just find something to do with it. It wasn't a complete failure.
You ready for lunch? You want some cheese? Lily! Oh, Legend, such a big boy. Always to be little babies, because I know you got it.
Gonna grow up.
No, you're never gonna grow up.
It's gonna be my birthday soon.
Oh yeah, but you cannot grow up too fast.
Over the last couple of years, we've been more interested in functionality than just how minimal our home appears. We don't want to keep things we don't use often, but we also don't want to minimize to the point that daily tasks just become harder. So we've had to constantly have this dance and really figure out whether or not something will make our life easier. If so, we get it. If not, we hold off.
It's good. Okay, let's wait. Snowflake. Hey, look at me, snowflake.
This has also been the case with the things that we have for our kids.
In the house.
There have been many toys that we've gotten for them that seemed great at the time, but soon we realized that maybe we need something else for them. Just like appliances, we've had to ask ourselves, how much is enough? How much is too little? Just really finding that balance of how do we make sure our kids have fun and have a great childhood, have all the things that they need, but also show them the aspects of minimalism that we feel could make their lives richer. I mean, when we first got married and thought about kids, the first thing we thought of was giving them the best life possible, giving them everything that we've never had. But as we've grown, we now know that that's not just giving them stuff or anything that they want, but so much more the things that you can't see with the naked eye. Security, love, respect.
Okay, pick it up.
Of course, we want to give our kids great experiences, and there are actual material things that can intentionally make that possible. But we're also aware of the flow of our own lifestyle, and we don't always feel the need to complicate that with more stuff to make that happen.
Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you call? So many years has gone by, but I think about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all, but why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something different.
Even in our marriage, I'm seeing we have to be willing to ebb and flow constantly. I was telling this to someone I really look up to who's been married for over 20 years. And when I told him this, he said, "See, John, it is so great to hear you say that and see this early on because you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life." There are a lot of things that Carlene and I have had to compromise with, especially when it comes to what we choose to buy or keep in our home. But what I've noticed is each time I focus on just being the type of husband that's open to that and open to seeing if an air fryer can work out or seeing if living without a TV for a little bit works, our marriage strengthens, our trust grows, our feeling of we are actually in this together deepens.
All the time. Looks like you're changing and all. But why didn't you? Why
Hurt my
didn't
tongue
you?
really bad. Bobby, come here.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up. And we just sing along.
I really do feel that in this journey of being minimal and just really trying to create less clutter in every area of our life, we've had to become more open-minded. We've had to question a lot of things we initially believed. We've had to question ourselves on our reasons for even becoming minimalists. Is it just to have less stuff? Is it because other people say to? Or is it because we really want a life of intentionality? Along the way, though, we're starting to see that life in general is less black and white, but really happens in the gray. Being intentional with our life and using minimalism as a way to do that is the way to go, not using it against ourselves. Stay minimal, our friends, and we will see you in the next video.
Just loving